Hey everyone, Austin with The Real Seal. If you're looking to have a foundation crack repaired in your home, you've probably got some questions and probably even some concerns as well. So let's address those concerns, and by the end of this video, you'll have a good wraparound understanding of how this all works so that you can make an educated decision. The first question you may have is, why did this foundation crack form? Foundation cracks can form a number of different ways, starting with at the time of construction. The concrete shrinks over time. It's poured in a liquid state, and it can form cracks just from that initial shrinkage. Also, once the foundation is cured, the weight of the foundation starts to settle into the ground a little bit, and we call that initial settlement. These initial settlement cracks happen within the first 7 years or so of the home being built. Other ways that foundation cracks can form are off of stress points like I-beams or windows, or doors frames set into the foundation. These stress points have higher load weights than in the other areas where the foundation is full from top to bottom, and so they can cause stress fractures. Another way that cracks can form is from hydrostatic pressure, which is basically water building up outside or underneath the foundation and cause it to move and crack. When your home settles over time, these cracks can form more in a structural kind of nature that require a bit more of repair than just a simple epoxy injection. Should you get this crack repaired if it's not leaking? We get this question a lot from customers, especially when they're looking to buy or sell a home. The big question to ask yourself is if you are going to finish the basement. In an unfinished basement where you have nothing down there to get damaged by water, it's a lot easier to let a crack repair go to see if it'll leak in the future. However, if you're going to be finishing the basement this year and that crack will now be behind drywall and paneling that will then need to be removed in order to fix it in the future, it's probably a good idea to get it repaired now. A big concern we get is, if we fix this crack, is that water just going to travel down the wall to another crack? If you have multiple cracks in the basement and one is leaking and the others aren't, and you elect to just have one fixed, if you don't do something about distributing that water, that buildup of the water is going to want to go somewhere, and it can in fact leak through other cracks. It doesn't always happen, but this is something that is a legitimate concern, so it's something you want to talk with your rep about to see if there are other things you can be doing outside to control the water, or if you should be looking at fixing multiple cracks in your basement. How much does a typical crack repair cost? Each crack is priced out based on the size of the crack. So the taller the crack or the longer the crack, the more it's going to cost. If you do elect to get multiple cracks done in your basement, you will end up saving through a bulk discount. The way that we fix cracks is epoxy injection. A bonder is set up on the inside of the wall, liquid resin injected into the crack for the repair. This can be laid out in an assembly line process so that when we do more cracks, we can save on the labor cost, which we then pass on to you. You might ask, what type of material is going to be used for my crack injection? There are two major types of material used. One of them is a non-expanding epoxy resin. This is injected into the cracks and allows the crack to be filled completely, a strong bond with the concrete. The other material that's used is called a polyurethane epoxy resin. This is injected into the crack much the same way, however, it expands like an expanding foam to help fill all the little nooks and crannies in the crack. For the epoxy resin that's non-expanding, it's a much stronger repair. It actually bonds with the concrete stronger than concrete bonds with itself. However, it can leak out the back into voids that are formed by the dirt from poor water management, which can create a need to come back and re-inject the crack to make sure that it's filled up all the way. A polyurethane injection, while it solves that problem, is a much weaker repair, and you're more often coming back to re-inject the crack or even fix it from the outside because the foam didn't hold. We like to choose the epoxy resin because we find it is a much stronger repair and comes with much fewer callbacks. A very common question we get is it better to fix the crack from the interior or from the exterior? The main issue with this is accessibility. Both repairs come with a fully transferable lifetime warranty. The interior repair tends to be more economical in terms of cost, as we can get those done in under 2 hours. while the exterior repair requires us to dig a hole next to the foundation to apply a 3-part membrane. The labor cost is significantly higher in this case. Both of them are good solutions though. So if you have a crack that's behind a chimney or a finished paneled wall that you don't want to take down, an exterior crack repair can be a very good option. If you have full accessibility inside, it's a very good idea for you to get that crack repaired from the inside with full confidence that it's going to hold just as well as that exterior repair. Is it possible to inject cracks in the floor and in the ceiling? Precast concrete ceilings can be common. Sometimes you'll see cracks that are formed in that ceiling and start to leak from above. While we definitely can inject cracks in the ceiling, a lot of times they don't come with the same warranty as cracks in the wall do. If that ceiling outside is exposed to the elements and can freeze and then thaw, that concrete can actually move a little bit and break the repair, whether you're using epoxy non-expanding resin or polyurethane. We always recommend for ceiling cracks that you get them done twofold. One, by creating a membrane at the top, and 2, to then inject that crack. It's not generally a great idea to get a crack repaired in the floor. There's nothing much to hold the epoxy in the crack. When you inject a crack in the floor, it can leak through just right underneath floors, move a lot more than the walls and the ceiling do. Hydrostatic pressure is greatest underneath the floor. The reason that that floor may have cracked is a buildup of that pressure. Relieve that pressure by installing a drain tile system. What is the warranty for cracks and how long does it last? So the crack repair warranty in the Chicagoland area typically is a fully transferable lifetime warranty. If the repair were to ever fail, the company will come out and repair that crack again free of charge. This does not include any damage to the drywall, framing, products that you have down there or items in your basement. Foundation repair companies are not insurance companies, so cannot settle claims for things that you may have down there. But it will cover the labor and materials to repair that crack again. The crack repair itself will continue to last for the life of that foundation as long as that foundation isn't moving in any way. If the walls are bowing in or the foundation is settling down, this can obviously cause that crack repair to fail and open up, allowing water to leak in. So it's important that you take concern for any structural issues that are going on so that the repairs can last for decades and decades to come.